Oh, you better put down that coffee. It's time for your take. And you know it's that time of year where many of us kids and adults are starting a new school year. And with that also comes a lot of shopping.
Ooh,
AM and Kelsey, you know all about this, don't you?
We are well into it right now. Yes, we are.
How is that going for you?
Many trips to the mall and to the stores. It's good, but you know, by the time, my kids are 11 now, so by this time I sort of know some of the things that they need, but it does feel like it gets more expensive every year.
And stores are smart, right? Like they put all the really jazzy, cool looking stuff right up at the front. And then even my 3-year-old, he's in JK this year, junior kindergarten, and he walked by brand new lunch kits, and then we got suckered into that, and a brand new backpack, and like it's all flashy, and it's hard, man.
Yeah, a lot of money being spent, you know, and every single year, Canadians are spending more money on back-to-school shopping. This is what we're focusing on today for your take. So, you know, in 2017, households in Canada were expected to spend nearly $900 each on back-to-school shopping.
Per kid?
No, so for everyone in total.
Okay.
But still, when you think about it, that is a lot of money. And in fact, 1 in 4 people said they spend more during the back-to-school season than during the holiday Christmas season. This is what really shocked me, because usually you think about Christmas time as the most expensive time, but it really seems like it's the back-to-school time where people are really putting out that credit card. In fact, nearly 50% of people said it posed a financial burden on their families.
I can see that because there's, unlike Christmas, which is sort of seems like extra, this feels like things that you need. And schools don't provide the same sort of supplies that they used to.
Right, and it's not just supplies, you're also talking about clothes and shoes. For a lot of parents, this is the time when they replenish those wardrobes and get them set up for the year. It's back-to-school time.
And no doubt, some people can't afford it, some people cannot, but there is an impact on the economy, a huge impact. In fact, as many people are buying, you know, clothes that are no longer fit, or you need a new wardrobe, or your back-to-school supplies. We actually looked at Statistics Canada, and they broke down some of the numbers. So for this time of year, we see that on girls' clothing, there's over $360 million spent. For boys' clothing, it's just over $350 million. And when you factor in those stationary products like school supplies, just over $700 million is spent across this country. So when you total that all together, that's over $1.3 billion.
Yeah.
What?
This is big business, people.
Unbelievable.
It is. So why are we spending more? Well, Kelsey, you kind of teed that up when we were teasing it earlier in the show. It's technology. All the kids want the newest fancy gadgets, whether that's the laptop or the iPad or the watches, whatever, you name it, it's the technology that's costing more.
It's not even that they necessarily want it, but now schools operate through apps. So if your kids don't have technology, you can't communicate with the teacher, or you can't find out what your homework is, because everything is done through apps. Reading homework, math homework, all of it.
You're seeing that yourself.
Yeah.
What do you do if you're a family that can't afford this? Like, iPads are $1,000. Like, that's not in my budget. Right?
And we bought 3, and we tried to buy like sort of lower end technology one time, because we were doing it doesn't always necessarily support all the systems that the schools are doing. It would be a huge challenge.
That's interesting. Wow. Because, you know, I want to show you, there's a stat where it said 40% of parents said that their own kids, I'm going to read this verbatim, said that kids care more about having the coolest technology than the coolest clothes and accessories.
That is true.
Which is such a change of a mindset, because I remember when I was back in school, it was all about the fashion. Like, I couldn't wait to have the newest shirt or the newest kicks, Air Force Ones, for example, and the best backpack. But now it's about, what iPad do you have? Or what, tablet do you have?
Well, because that really becomes an exclusion thing, right? Like, if you're a family that can afford the best and greatest, that's very elite. And if you're the kid who can't, that's a real easy way to get left out, right?
Becomes status.
Right. So how can we save a little bit of money here? Because we know we're spending a lot. Well, one of the things is focus on the essentials first, which is obviously your backpack, your clothes, you know, maybe a few school products, but you actually don't have to buy everything for the first week. And this is something that I found so interesting that we all love to do. We love to rush. We like to do it the week before, make sure everybody has everything, all the binders, all the supplies, you name it. But you actually don't need everything for your first week. In fact, teachers will usually issue a list of the stuff you need for that class or that course, and then you can actually buy that maybe a week later, and sometimes there are sales that happen a week later because they're left over from the week prior. So that's a way to save a little bit of coins.
Staggering it too, right? Like spending a little bit this week, a little bit next week, making sure that it's not all coming on the same credit card bill, that might be helpful.
And reuse your stuff.
Good one.
I've taught my kids that there's nothing wrong with using a backpack for 2 years.
Yeah. Just keep it in good condition.
And make them buy some of their own stuff.
All right. Well, Canada, here we go. Here's your hashtag, your take question. We love a good family discussion. So how much do you spend on back-to-school shopping? Do you stay within budget or do you go over? Hit us up on social media. We want to hear from you.